GATE 99 1.24. An endothermic second-order reaction is carried out in an adiabatic plug flow reactor. The rate of heat generation is maximum at the inlet of the reactor. An endothermic second-order reaction is carried out in an adiabatic plug flow reactor. The rate of heat generation is maximum at the inlet of the reactor. 1.25. The Laplace transfer of exponential at where a greater than 0 is defined only for the Laplace parameter s greater than a, since the Laplace transform integral of exponential at has infinite values for only for s greater than a. 1.26. A system with a double pole at the origin is unstable since the corresponding term in the time domain, answer C, that is grows linearly with time. A system with a double pole at the origin is unstable since the corresponding term in the time domain grows linearly with time. 1.27. A sinusoidal variation in the input passing through a linear first order system gets attenuated, magnitude decreases. A sinusoidal variation in the input passing through a linear first order system gets attenuated, magnitude decreases. 1.28. A typical example of a physical system with underdamped characteristics is a spring-loaded diaphragm valve. A typical example of a physical system with underdamped characteristics is a spring-loaded diaphragm valve. 1.29. In a manufacturing industry, break-even point occurs when the total annual product cost equals the total annual sale. In the manufacturing industry, break-even point occurs when the total annual product cost equals the total annual sale. 1.30. Hash alloy is a good material construction in chemical process industry since it is light and resist attack by acids. Hash alloy C is a good material of construction in chemical process industry since it is light and resist attack by acids. 1.31. In a heat exchanger, floating aid is provided to increase the heat transfer area. In a heat exchanger, floating aid is provided to increase the heat transfer area. 132. Sucrose is a disaccharide consisting of glucose and fructose. Sucrose is a disaccharide consisting of glucose and fructose. 133. The organic acid monomer in nylon 6,6 is adipic acid. The organic acid monomer in nylon 6,6 is adipic acid. 1.34. Which one of the following is not likely to be a constituent of vegetable oils? Citric acid. Which of the following is not likely to be a constituent of vegetable oil? Citric acid. 1.35. The gas which contributes the maximum to the heating value of natural gas is D. CH4. The gas which constitutes the maximum to the heating value of the natural gas is CH4. Question 2. 2.1. A box contains 8 balls, 2 of which are defective. The probability that none of the balls drawn are defective when 2 are drawn at random without replacement is A. 15 by 28. A box contains 8 balls, 2 of which are defective. The probability that none of the balls drawn are defective when 2 are drawn at random without replacement is 15 by 28. 2.2. The gradient of xy square plus yz cube at the point -1, 2 and 1 is 2.2, answer B. For I minus 3j plus 6k, the gradient of xy square plus yz cube at the point -1, 2 and 1 is 4i minus 3j plus 6k. 2.3. Saturated solution of benzene in water is in equilibrium with a mixture of air and vapors of benzene and water at room temperature and pressure. Mole fraction of benzene in liquid is Xp and the vapor pressure of benzene and water at these conditions are PV raised to B and PV raised to W respectively. The partial pressure of benzene in air vapor mixture is Xb into PV raised to B. Saturated solution of benzene in water is in equilibrium with a mixture of air and vapors of benzene and water at room temperature and pressure. Mole fraction of benzene in the liquid is Xb and the vapor pressures of benzene and water at these conditions are PV raised to B and PV raised to W respectively. The partial pressure of benzene in air vapor mixture is Xb into PV raised to B. 2.4. For the reversible reaction A gives to B. If the equilibrium constant K is 0.05 mole per liter, starting from initially 2 moles of A and 0 moles of B, how many moles will be formed at equilibrium? 0.338. For the reversible reaction A gives to B, if the equilibrium constant K is 0.05 mole per liter, starting from initially 2 moles of A and 0 moles of B, how many moles will be formed at equilibrium? 0.338. 2.5. Maxwell's relation corresponding to the identity dH is equal to ds plus vdp plus summation of mu1 pn1 is del T by del P at constant S and Ni is equal to minus del V by del S at constant P and Ni. Maxwell relation corresponding to the identity dH is equal to ds plus vdp plus summation of mu I into dni is del T by del P at constant S and Ni is equal to minus del V by del S at constant P and Ni. 2.6. Velocity of a small particle of diameter dp at a distance r from the rotational axis of a cyclone rotating at an angular speed omega is given by the other symbols are as per standard notation. D square p into rho s minus rho divided by 18 into mu bracket combined into omega square into r. Velocity of a small particle of diameter dp at a distance r from the rotational axis of a cyclone rotating at an angular speed omega is given by the other symbols are as per standard notation. D square p into rho s minus rho by 18 mu into omega square into r. 2.7. Water is flowing at 1 meter per second through a pipe of 10 centimeter ID with a right angle blend. The force is Newton exerted on the bend by the water is 5 pi by 2. Water is flowing at 1 meter per second through a pipe of 10 centimeter ID with a right angle blend. The force in Newtons exerted on the body by the water is 5 pi by 2. 2.8. Rate of heat transfer through a pipe wall is given by D, that is Q is equal to 2 pi k Ti minus T0 divided by ln Ri by R0. For cylinders of very thin wall, Q can be approximated by Q is equal to 2 pi k T1 minus T0 divided by R0 minus Ri by 2. Rate of heat transfer through a pipe wall is given by Q is equal to 2 pi k T1 minus T0 divided by ln Ri by R0. For cylinders of very thin wall, Q can be approximated by Q is equal to 2 pi k T1 minus T0 divided by R0 minus Ri by 2. 2.9. For a countercurrent heat exchanger with TH is equal to 80 degrees centigrade, TC is equal to 60 degrees centigrade, TH is equal to 50 degrees centigrade and PCI is equal to 30 degrees centigrade, and the temperature difference between the two streams being the same everywhere along Z. The direction of flow of the hot fluid, the temperature profile should satisfy d square T by dz square is equal to 0. For a countercurrent heat exchanger with TH is equal to 80 degrees centigrade, TC is equal to 60 degrees centigrade, TH out is equal to 50 degrees centigrade and PC is equal to 30 degrees centigrade. And the temperature difference between the two streams being the same everywhere along Z, the direction of flow of hot fluid, the temperature profile should satisfy the square T by del Z square is equal to 0. 2.10 walls of a cubic oven are of thickness L and they are made of material of thermal conductivity K. The temperature inside the oven is 100 degrees centigrade and the heat transfer coefficient is 3K by L. If the wall temperature on the outside is held at 25 degrees centigrade, what is the inside wall temperature in degree centigrade? 81.25. 2.11. If the specific heats of a gas and vapor are 0.2 kJ per kg Kelvin and 1.5 kJ per kg Kelvin respectively, and the humidity is 0.01, the humid heat in kJ per kg Kelvin is 0.215. 2.12. The vapor pressure of benzene and toluene are 3 and 4 by 3 atmosphere respectively. A liquid feed of 0.4 moles of benzene and 0.6 moles of toluene is vaporized. Assuming that the products are in equilibrium, the vapor phase mole fraction of benzene is B 0.6. The vapor pressure of benzene and toluene at 3 and 4 by 3 atmosphere respectively. A liquid feed of 0.4 moles of benzene and 0.6 moles of toluene is vaporized. Assuming that the products are in equilibrium, the vapor phase mole fraction of benzene is 0.6. 2.13. For the liquid phase zero order reaction A gives B. The conversion of A in a CHTR is found to be 0.3 at a space velocity of 0.1 minutes inverse. What will be the conversion for a PFR with a space velocity of 0.2 minute inverse? Assume that all the other operating conditions are the same for CHTR and PFR. Answer is 0.6. 2.14. Consider the nth order irreversible liquid phase reaction A gives B. Which one of the following plots involving half-life of the reaction T half and the initial reactant concentration CA0 gives a straight line plot? Answer is C. A0 versus ln T half. Consider the nth order irreversible liquid phase reaction A gives B. Which of one of the following plots involving half-life of the reaction T half and initial reactant concentration CA0 gives a straight line plot? CA0 versus ln T half. 2.15. At a given value of E by R, ratio of activation energy and gas constant, the ratio of the rate constant at 500 Kelvin and 400 Kelvin is 2. If the Arrhenius law is used, what will be the ratio if transition state theory is used with the same value of E by R? 2.5. 2.16. A control system has the following transfer function: Fs is equal to S minus 1 into S plus 1 divided by S into S minus 2 into S plus 4. The initial value of the corresponding time function is 1. The control system has the following transfer function: Fs is equal to S minus 1 into S plus 1 divided by S into S minus 2 into S plus 4. The initial value of the corresponding time function is 1. 2.17. Which of the systems having the following transfer functions is stable? Answer C. 1 by S square plus 2S plus 2. Which of the systems having the following transfer function is stable? 1 by S square plus 2S plus 2. 2.18. Match the following. 8.2. Increase in gain margin, that is control valve. Increase in gain margin, that is control valve. Phase lag is proportional to frequency. Transportation lag. Phase lag is proportional to frequency, that is transportation lag. Hyperbolic. Transportation lag. Hyperbolic also related to transportation lag. Unstable response. Transportation lag. Unstable response. Transportation lag. Now increase in phase margin control bar, increase in phase margin control bar, and phase angle is 90 degree, that is also in control bar. Phase angle is 90 degree, minus 90 degree, control bar. 2.19 each of the methods given in left hand column is closely linked to one of the items listed in the right hand column. Match each method with the corresponding item. Depreciation, declining balance, depreciation, declining balance. Payout period, discounted cash flow, payout period, discounted cash flow. Profitability analysis, discounted cash flow માટે, profitability analysis, discounted cash flow માટે. Salvage value, discounted cash flow માટે, salvage value, discounted cash flow માટે. And annuity, declining balance માટે આવે, annuity, declining balance માટે આવે. Working capital, declining balance માં આવે. 2.20 polysaccharide, that is perspex, polysaccharide, perspex, polyamide rayon, polyamide rayon, polyacrylate rayon, polyacrylate rayon, polyester rayon, polyester rayon, polyether perspex, polyether perspex, and polyolefin perspex, polyolefin perspex. And Jai Shri Krishna.